Really, we're informed by the 2021 heat dome. We've learned now, 2 years later, that was the most deadly weather event in Washington state history. 119 people died during that heat dome, 19 people in Spokane County. We've also learned that there were hundreds of people that went to the emergency department during that visit too. So those 19 deaths in Spokane County were just the tip of a large iceberg of impact in the communities.
Now, in Washington, we have between 25 and 113 hospitalizations due to heat-related issues every year. And we do know that some people are at higher risk, extremes of age, those that are elderly and those that are very young, because their bodies don't adjust the same way. Pregnant women, same reason, bodies are not adjusting the same way.
The longer that you're exposed and don't have accessibility to hydrate, don't have accessibility to shade, air conditioning, and a way to escape, those are really when we see complications. Many of the people that have passed away from former heat dome events were inside.
In 2022, a year after the heat dome, we worked with a grant from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. We had 40 volunteers who spent a day in July of 2022. They drove routes across the city in their cars with an instrument attached to the outside that would measure temperature and humidity each second. They took almost 44,000 measurements that day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening. And when we had our partners analyze the data, what we found is that heat isn't evenly distributed in the community. So if it was 90 degrees high that day, there were some neighborhoods that actually experienced 98 degrees. The Urban Heat Island Mapping Project was our first step in understanding exactly who's most impacted in the community. Right now we know that we can target tree plantings in certain neighborhoods first. We know that we need to have maybe more white rooftops to reflect more of that heat. The city can direct messaging, know where to locate cooling centers. Right, it just gives us more information so we can target the communities who need it the most.
And this area, within like 300 feet, have a 13.9 degree Fahrenheit temperature difference, just because there's more vegetation here and not so much vegetation here. The trees that we plant form that layer of shade which cools the asphalt.
So if we could plant tens of thousands of trees in the neighborhoods that need them the most and increase their canopy and create opportunities where they can be given help to make sure that those trees survive, especially as it gets warmer, then that can make already a big difference. Locating more parks, more green spaces in those communities, so choosing to use city resources to benefit those communities would be a huge improvement as well. But as we reduce climate pollution, then we simultaneously work to adapt to the changes we've already brought about. That's the responsible combination. We need to reduce the causes and try and accommodate the problems we've created as much as possible.